Feathered Serpent.
Captain's log, stardate 5097.3. Starfleet reports major military activity in the Klingon sector near Krakur, a planet on the edge of Klingon space. Intelligence indicates that the Klingons are mobilizing a large fleet to search for a renegade who is responsible for a disruption of unknown nature on that planet. Federation sensors have found a faint energy trail leading to the planet Zam-4 in the Digifal system. We've been ordered by Starfleet to track down the source of the energy and discovered what happened on Krakur before the Klingon fleet enters Federation space. If we are not successful, the Federation and the Klingon Empire may find themselves at war once again.
Where are we going?
Save new game.
Orders are to proceed to the Digifal system.
Captain, a Klingon battle cruiser has entered the system.
Open hailing frequencies.
Just noticed that.
Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise.
And it was spot
Klingon battle cruiser, you are in Federation space. You must leave immediately.
I am Commander Taras of the Nizra. We are in pursuit of a genocidal criminal. We are performing an act of mercy in removing him from your space. Naturally, you will remove your vessel from this system. For your own safety, of course.
Naturally.
I think we can take care of ourselves, Taraz, which is more than I can say for you, if the Nizra does not leave Federation space at once. You are in direct violation of the Organian Treaty, mister. If you have a problem, have your fleet commander take it up with them. If a Federation criminal were to pass into Klingon space, you'd be saying the same thing to me. Who do you think you're trying to fool, Taraz? Get your ship out of here now.
I think
You are in
the
direct
one.
violation of the...
If we are not allowed to capture this criminal, Captain, you may do this for us. We insist that we remain here to monitor the situation, but we will take no action, provided that you can bring him to us in 12 hours.
Agreed. Vessels of war are not allowed in Federation space. You will pull back to the Organian neutral zone, and do so immediately. Agreed.
Well, I don't think he's going to agree to pull back, is he? So we'll just... Where's the planet gone? There it is. To orbit.
Entering standard orbit.
Hailing frequencies open. Hailing frequencies open.
But no one's answering our hails.
I have pinpointed the source of the energy trail from Krakur.
Well, where is it then?
I have pinpointed the...
Assemble a landing party. Unless we find this so-called criminal, we're going to war.
There is a tall, slender, dark-haired man looking intently at you.
Intensely, eh?
Greetings, my children. I can barely imagine that you have come so far.
I am Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Did you know the Klingons are looking for you? I'm Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. What did you do to get the Klingons so upset? We're not your children, and we don't appreciate this wild goose chase you forced us into.
That's a bit rude.
I am Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Did you know the Klingons are looking for you?
The Klingons? Amazing. This is the first time one of my missions has produced results so swiftly.
Listen, mister. Any missions conducted within Klingon space fully jeopardize the peace. Damn right the results were swift. The Klingons have been raiding colonies looking for you. Listen, mister. Any missions conducted within Klingon space fully jeopardize the peace.
Jeopardize the peace? Hardly. Peace is what I preach. I am Quetzalcoatl, as you well know from the proud history of your world.
Quetzalcoatl? How fitting you would name yourself after one of the most bloody-handed gods in Earth's history.
Bloody-handed? My people love peace.
Your followers regularly sacrificed other believers to you after you left, offering you their still-beating hearts.
Sounds charming.
Ha! You mean your followers loved pieces. They slaughtered other believers hoping you'd return. Your followers regularly sacrificed other believers to you.
Impossible. You must be lying.
And then your followers were destroyed, because when white men arrived on that continent, they were believed to be you in your promised return. Your people perverted your teachings, then were destroyed by it.
Foul, lying creatures! My gift was wasted upon you! Be gone!
Okay.
We are not the inheritors of the noble Aztec world. What you have said has greatly disturbed me. You should not lie so. You shall remain here until you have learned the error of angering Quetzalcoatl.
He doesn't seem very benevolent, does he? Fucking us in a pit.
Save new game. Replace previous game.
What have we got?
There is a vine hanging down into the pit. You are in a deep pit. It is a long, hard climb to the top. This particular snake doesn't seem to like your company and moves whenever you get near it. There is a tiny hole in the wall at this point. Certainly no human could crawl through here. There are rocks here quite suitable for picking up and throwing. There is a light suspended from above by a chain. You are in a deep pit. You are in a deep pit. Feral red eyes glare out of the dark at you. There are several loose vines hanging over the side of the pit out of reach. This is one of them.
Okay.
You pick up some rocks from the pile.
Oh, that's just rude. What's that?
You already have rocks.
I want more rocks. Give me rock. Can I get you there? Okay, what's sniping?
There are several loose vines hanging over the side of the pit out of reach. This is one of them.
Those vines would be useful to escape, if we could reach them.
Do I look like a Houdini to you? I'm afraid you're going to have to pull the rabbit out of the hat on this one.
No enemies in sight, but supplies could be a problem if we don't get out.
What do you think we're gonna be down here for? Just thinking about dinner.
Fascinating. It did appear to knock the vine down near to the point where one of us can reach it.
Didn't they have baseball on Vulcan? Show us your fastball, Jim.
Baseball? No one plays that anymore. Good try, though, sir.
The probability of getting the vine on the second try was only 36.53%. Well done, Captain.
Probability? That was a perfect pitch if I ever saw one.
All right, we're on our way.
Alright, are you gonna climb up yourself? Or do I have to? Gonna follow me?
You are in a densely vegetated area. The overgrowth blocks your view in all directions. This great tree has been in this jungle for centuries. Feral red eyes glare out of the dark at you.
Anything important here?
Feral red eyes glare. You are in a densely vegetated...
Look like it.
I am Tolokzak, priest of Quetzalcoatl. Only one who knows his ways may approach his holy ground.
Have a look around.
Towering over your security officer, holding a great spear in his huge hand, the great warrior Tolokzak will let no one pass him. Primitive lights illuminate this savage scene.
Fascinating. These lights are actually swarms of bioluminescent insects. I wonder how they are controlled.
That important? Hard to tell with this game, I don't know.
I will not listen to your deceitful ways.
Not rude. So throw a snake at you.
Indeed, you know the ways of Quetzalcoatl, but only a man of courage, one who will shed blood, will pass.
Well, does anyone have any suggestions? Great Tolokzak. Well, does anyone have any suggestions?
I do not understand your words, but it does not matter. You may not pass until blood is shed.
Blood is shed. Oh, someone?
Sir, would you mind pointing at someplace else?
Okay. Let's throw a rocket in.
Nothing happens.
See that then, isn't it?
Self-sacrifice is the noblest quality of humanity. You may go. Beware the monster in the water. You may have my knife to defend yourself.
You pick up the beautifully crafted knife. Save new game. Replace previous game.
Have I just picked up the knife?
Nice planet. I kind of like it.
A large fern fans the pathway. Below this rock is a large growth of mushrooms. You are in a dark forest. You can hear the flow of water to the northwest. You fail to obtain anything. Nothing happens.
Trauzakian mushrooms. Their spores are highly toxic and are released if they are disturbed.
Okay, well, we won't do that then. Good job I didn't cut them down.
A pair of eyes are all that you can see of the rest of this creature. Most of it is hidden beneath the murky water. The river water is too muddy to get an idea of its depth, or what may be beneath its surface. You look but see nothing of note. The log looks quite old but sturdy. There is a slow, muddy river blocking your path. A strong, thick log serves as a footbridge. The river is unmoving, and the heat and stillness are oppressive. Luminescent insects swarm near a large tree. The river water is too muddy to get in. This plant has a rather thick stem and prickly leaves. One Starfleet issue science tricorder, a science officer's best friend.
It appears that the leaves are slightly toxic. I would not recommend touching it for an extended amount of time, Captain.
Alright, just going to put it down the trousers again, along with the snake.
It would appear that the plant secretes a chemical that is a natural repellent to the creature. It has retreated far downstream, Captain.
There is nothing at the moment for me to do there.
Well, you're gonna...
There is nothing at the moment for...
Green eyes now. They eyes or they gems?
It is a large cluster of crystals. You will need something to pry it loose.
How about a knife? Or a snake?
You have one dilithium crystal in raw form.
Oh?
They appear to be ordinary rocks. Spock's tricorder might say otherwise. Stalactites descend from the ceiling.
I should warn you, the stalactites could collapse quite easily. Any sudden motion could cause large quantities of stalactites to fall on us.
Well, isn't this just great?
Doctor, I would point out that your voice could also trigger such a collapse.
Will you two stop arguing just once?
Look at the word they use. That's terrible.
Then, gentlemen, I would advise you to stop arguing. You know, some shore leave sounds pretty good right now.
That is not what that said. I think that though.
Really? That's fascinating, Captain. Fascinating. These rocks are limestone, but contain an unusually high content of heavy metals. There are dilithium crystals here, but in a very raw form.
Green.
This is the way that you entered the cave. If you leave this way, the tentacled creature that attacked you will probably try to get a second course for its dinner.
Thank you for the advice.
I watched as you worked through the problems I set in your path. You are a valiant, intelligent species. Please sit down. We have much to discuss.
I've had it up to here with so-called superior beings terrorizing my crew because we're so primitive. Maybe you should see how primitive you are before you go around testing others.
Bit rude.
One thing first, if you're so peaceful, how come the Aztecs were so violent and aggressive? Yes, I guess we do. Go on.
I want to bring up the Aztecs. I kind of want to, but I don't want to upset him again.
One thing first, if you're so peaceful, how come the Aztecs were so violent and aggressive?
I tried to teach them the concept of self-sacrifice. It would appear they did not completely understand my teachings. You are clearly not the liars I thought you to be. Were you telling me the truth about my disciples, that they became ruthless savages?
The Federation is not in the business of lying, mister. Absolutely. Your best intentions were changed by the imperfect humans that you left in charge after you departed. Such is the way of our race, I'm afraid. You messed up in a big way. Perhaps you should try following the Prime Directive. It changed our lives. The Federation is absolutely. Your best intentions were changed by the imperfect humans that you left in charge after you departed. Such is the way of our race, I'm afraid.
I sense truth in this. Perhaps this is what happened to my children on the Klingon world of Rakur, which would explain why they are searching for me. I have clearly abused the power that was given me long ago.
You show great wisdom, sir, but your statement implies that you wish to change your condition.
Indeed. If my mission of peace was overthrown, then I am no longer worthy of my power. Tell me, has your species made progress in the medical arts?
We're a technologically advanced starfaring race. What do you think? That we wouldn't have made progress in medicine? With Dr. McCoy, I sometimes wonder, but yes, I would say we have made considerable advances.
Say the McCoy.
Yes, why do you ask? With Dr. McCoy, I sometimes wonder, but yes, I would say we have made considerable advances.
Then I shall ask to make use of your advances. At the top of my spine is a gland not found in your species. This is the seat of my power. I wish you to remove it, thereby making me immortal.
Jim, I'll try, but the physiology is completely alien.
You've got to do it, Bones. If the Klingons realize he's no longer a threat to them, perhaps we can avoid a war. Scotty, 5 to beam up.
Captain, 3 Klingon heavy battle cruisers have just entered the system. Admiral Kenka is hailing us, sir.
Federation Starship, this is Admiral Kinka of the Clearton. You harbor a criminal who has caused the destruction of the entire population of Hrakor. We are not prepared to negotiate. You will proceed to Hrakor, where a court of Klingon justice will be convened. If you refuse, we shall destroy you.
Admiral Vlicht, the criminal of whom you speak is in the middle of a very delicate medical procedure. He cannot be handed over to anyone at this time. I cannot believe Quetzalcoatl's mission to Hrakor would cause the deaths of the entire planet. Since when do Klingons give orders to Federation officers, Admiral? I realize it's difficult for a Klingon, but don't be a fool. Admiral Vlicht, the criminal of whom you speak is in the middle of a very delicate medical procedure. He cannot be handed over to anyone at this time.
His attempt to corrupt the Empire with his philosophy led to the destruction of all life on Hrakor.
How could a philosophy of peace and non-violence cause the destruction of all life on Hrakor?
Hrakor has been governed by my family for generations, but even they were corrupted by him. It was a matter of honor that his lies had to be silenced, no matter what the cost.
My God, you killed your own people just because they acquired a philosophy that you disagreed with? So you killed them, your own family. You were responsible for their deaths, not Quetzalcoatl. You murdered them. You're insane. Tell me, how much do your commanders know about what you did? Or do you need to kill Quetzalcoatl to hide your own deeds?
2?
So you killed them, your own family. You were responsible for their deaths, not Quetzalcoatl. My God, you killed your own people just because they acquired a philosophy that you disagreed with?
Actually, choice number 1.
It was that creature's fault. Had he not interfered in our affairs, the people of Hrakor would be alive. Clearly, he is responsible.
Message from Starfleet Command.
I'll argue this with you later, Vlicht.
Contact your superiors, Kirk. You may be surprised.
I have bad news, Captain. The Organians have ruled that Quetzalcoatl's interference in Klingon affairs renders him subject to Klingon law. You are to turn your prisoner over to them at Hrakor. Klingon law will permit you to observe or aid in his defense. But be very careful, Jim. Starfleet out.
Captain, you cannot turn him over to those butchers. That would be murder.
We have no choice, Scotty. I'm afraid Quetzalcoatl has a date with Klingon justice. Set course for Hrakor, Mr. Chekhov. Captain's log. We have come to the ruined Klingon planet of Hrakor to deliver our guest, the mythical entity Quetzalcoatl, to a Klingon court. Dr. McCoy, Mr. Spock, and Ensign Benny and I have been granted permission by the Organians to witness this trial, which I expect to be a travesty of any meaningful definition of justice. Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
The prisoner and his witnesses will stand forth, so the trial may begin.
Save new game.
Oh, I can't build it.
How amusing. Federation weaklings.
Who are you calling a weakling? I've had tougher girlfriends than you, pal.
Ensign.
But I did, sir. Lieutenant Hildebrandt is a third Dan in karate. Toughest fighter I've ever known.
You will act with the discipline of a Federation officer, Ensign, or you will return to the Enterprise. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
So, Kirk, we finally meet. I had thought it would be in battle, but the universe holds many surprises.
There's nothing less appealing than a gloating Klingon, Vlicht. Let's get this trial underway. Stick around, Vlicht. There are more surprises awaiting you. Why does every Klingon tell me they expected to meet me in battle? You really have a one-track mind. There's nothing less appealing than a sticker. Why does every...
So be it! This begins the trial of the entity Quetzalcoatl, who is charged with impersonating a Klingon, stirring dissent, encouraging cowardice, and treason in the highest degree.
Those are serious charges, Vlicht. Should he not be tried by a Klingon High Court?
He has not demonstrated honor, Kirk. Only a proven warrior may be tried in High Court. Principles of honor are not applicable to his defense.
I'm a warrior, Vlicht. I hereby intervene for him and demand the honors and responsibilities of a warrior's trial. Then this trial is a mockery for the entire galaxy to see. Oh, well, I'm afraid you're on your own, Quetzalcoatl.
Just banded him.
I'm a warrior, Vlicht. I hereby intervene for him and demand the honors and responsibilities of a warrior's trial.
A Federation officer claiming the rights of a Klingon warrior. How dare you insult me, Kirk?
I've faced Klingons both in personal and ship-to-ship combat. Your own records will confirm this. If I'm not worthy of their honors, why didn't they kill me?
That oversight, Kirk, is easily rectified. You and your 3 companions may face the test that we set for the Defender. Then we shall see if you are as worthy as a Klingon.
I want your word of honor, Vlicht, that Quetzalcoatl will not be harmed while we take these tests.
Very well. You have my word. Captain Calarax, transport them to the test of life.
Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all.
What is this
does it?
place?
Not much is known about Hrakur, Ensign. This would appear to be some sort of a mining installation. That creature might be a native life form.
A test of courage? That is the Klingon way.
I somehow doubt that Vlicht intends for us to survive this, whatever the outcome. We're the only thing that stands between him and the killing of Quetzalcoatl that he can justify.
Why should he worry about justification, Captain? He's a Klingon. Murder is as natural to them as breathing.
That's not true, Ensign. However, I suspect that Vlicht's attack on Hrakur exceeded his orders. He needs Quetzalcoatl as a scapegoat, and he needs a fair trial to avoid an inquiry of his own actions.
And our deaths will be the only way he can get it. Great.
Okay, do we have a tricorder?
This creature is composed of electrical fields. I would not recommend approaching it. A metal projectile might disrupt its fields and render it harmless.
Well, as long as you don't kill it.
A field of static lightning. It seems to be moving in a purposeful manner. You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of note. These wooden rods are support beams that were not placed.
He said metal. He said metal?
Captain, I have calculated the odds of surviving this at...
Shut up, Spock.
Alright, let's save it because I can probably...
Save new game.
Boy, I don't know. Use that on that. Huh?
This section of wall was carved by some sort of plasma field. You look but see nothing of note.
Why? Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to use the stick on the wall.
A field of static lightning. It seems to be moving in a purposeful manner. The floor is incomplete, made of unrefined natural rock. The floor is incomplete. You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of... You look but see nothing... These wooden rods are support beams that were not placed.
Oh, it's got to be that then, isn't it? What do we do with it? Is it
No effect.
Captain, I have calculated the odds of surviving this at...
Shut up, Spock.
You look but see nothing of note. The floor is incomplete, made of unrefined natural rock. The floor is incomplete, made of unrefined natural rock.
Right.
This section of wall was carved by some sort of plasma field. You melt some of the rock.
Okay. I'll make us a lolly.
You coat the rod with molten iron. It hardens quickly.
Okay, and now lob that at the creature.
As I suspected, Captain, the creature is in stasis. It should awaken in 3.48 days.
I bet it'll be mad.
Please pick it up.
Captain, I would strongly recommend against disturbing the rod. It could result in awakening the creature or possibly electrocuting you.
Okay, we don't do either of those things.
A slightly antiquated Klingon lock mechanism.
Will you, use it? Can I phaser it?
Jim, are you mad? That's our only way out.
Yeah, I'll have that one.
The wall is resistant to phaser fire. You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of note.
I need to use that on the door and pry it open. Thinking that.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. No effect.
So we're not prying it open. We can't use them. We want more metal?
You coat the rod with molten iron. It hardens quickly.
Funk.
Nothing happens. No effect. No effect.
This wall was carved from the natural rock. Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain. An entry coder for the door, keyed to a number sequence. The tricorder is unable to determine the code, but can scan the mechanism. Captain, I have calculated the odds of surviving this at...
Shut up, Spock.
Captain, there is a force field between us and the planet. We have your position at approximately 30 meters beneath the surface of Rakor, in what appears to be the ruins of an archaeological dig. Keep us informed. We'll help you all we can. We can analyze any data you gather through the main computer.
Uhura, prepare to receive a tricorder message. There is a door with an entry coder here. Try to analyze the circuits and let the main computer crack the code.
Scan complete. Main computer has the code. We also read an anomaly. Something else has tapped into the key code. Shall I analyze?
I want that door open. Affirmative, Uhura. I want that door open. Affirmative, Uhura.
Sir, we have a secondary code that is nested in the Klingon program. Computer is unable to analyze its function. Shall we broadcast it to you when you activate the keypad?
Affirmative. Negative. Transmit the door entry code only. Affirmative.
Good luck, Captain.
I need the tricorder again.
An entry coder for the door, keyed to a number sequence. The
How do I get the code?
Nothing else to report, Captain.
An entry coder for the door, keyed to a number sequence. The tricorder is unable to determine the code, but can scan the mechanism.
Yes, and I got the ship to do the code thing. So how do we now apply the code?
Nothing else to report, Captain.
Oh, can I get through the door? No. Don't tread on the alien.
What is this place?
This is not Klingon technology, Captain.
Even I can see that, you pointy-eared freak.
Gentlemen, I suggest we start trying to find out what this is. I have a feeling we've come someplace Flick wasn't expecting us to go.
This large gem appears to be a ruby of unusual size. This is obviously artificial. This large gem appears to be an emerald of unusual size. This is obviously artificial. This large gem appears to be a sapphire of unusual size. This is obviously artificial. You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of note. A strange yellow light.
Captain, it seems to be some sort of interface device, but I do not know how to activate it. Nothing to report, Captain.
Do we put them in the order of that, do we think?
Save new game.
I'm going on the colour on the wall, but I don't know whether that...
There is nothing at the moment for me to do there.
That combination is restricted to higher order functions. Neural interlink required. Breach of protocol. Alien invasion imminent. Internal security activated.
That doesn't sound good.
That combination is restricted to higher order functions. Neural interlink required.
I can't remember all of the order. Oh, it's green.
To use any light, the first crystal must correspond to the color of the light.
To use any light. The first crystal must correspond to the color of light. The first crystal needs to be green. I can't remember.
Breach of protocol. Alien invasion imminent. Internal security activated.
I can't remember the order I've done them in now.
Nothing happens.
Force field blocks trans-system transport. Transport aborted. Use defense systems to eliminate alien vessels. To use any light, the first crystal must correspond to the color of the light.
Right, so the light's green. The first crystal must be green. We did have a blue light. Blue light was for the... Oh.
This is Bialbi, High Mentalic of Rakur. For defense, use the light of war. For information, use my light. For transportation, use the light of travel. Sequences are keyed by combinations of crystals. Integrator now active.
Integrator now active.
Nothing to report, Captain.
Nothing to report.
Captain, it seems to be some sort of interface device, but I do not know how to activate it.
Wait, can I use that now? Oh no, I've just Use the light of transport. Use the transport clue. Take all of the gems. How big are my pockets? I think gems blue and then war was red, right? Pay more attention.
We can transport you only in proximity of nearest humanoid life. Transport imminent.
How dare you! The test was supposed to take place without interference from your ship. You have shown all lack of honor.
Honor? Give me a break, Flick. You were trying to kill us. I believe that the use of guile to do what the enemy does not expect is considered very honorable by the Klingons. You didn't say I wasn't allowed to use my ship's computer. You didn't explain the rules clearly. Whose fault is that? Honor. I believe that the use of guile to do what the enemy does not expect is considered very honorable by the Klingons.
How dare you lecture me on points of honor? I, the most decorated warrior in the entire Empire. I, who took the dishonored trash of my homeworld and destroyed it with a fist of steel.
Then you admit it was you and not Quetzalcoatl who was responsible for the death of Rakor.
Those who lose honor lose life, Kirk. 'Tis the Klingon way.
Then you will not object to presenting the orders from the Klingon Council, authorizing mass murder on Rakor.
The trial is over. He is guilty. Done. Carry out the sentence.
I won't let you.
No, Captain. Let there be an end to this violence. I will not allow any more blood to be shed, save my own. I taught the doctrine of self-sacrifice, and I shall die of it. But before I die, I believe that Klingon law allows me to make a public statement. Intelligent beings are not meant to be caged either by tyranny or barbarism. Those who try doom themselves to failure. Once a culture has tasted peace, it will not desire anything else, because peace is better than war. Love is better than hate, and creation is better than destruction. This is truth. I, who was once immortal, know that truth is the only true immortal. You can kill people, cultures, even gods, but the truth will always survive.
The death ceremony shall take place aboard the Cleata. I trust you are satisfied that justice has been done.
Did you listen to anything he said? One day, in spite of people like you, the Klingons will know peace. I hope I live to see that day. I don't know if you're a praying man, Blake. If I were you, I would not want to meet me again. Justice? Did you listen to anything he said? One day, in spite of people like you, the Klingons will know peace. I hope I live to see that day. Scotty, beam us up.
Bye, Quetzalcoatl. It was fun.
Captain's log. We've returned to Federation space, having tried and failed to save a new friend.
Quetzalcoatl was a remarkable creature, Captain. It is a great loss.
He died for what he believed in.
Yet so did many men who were judged by history to be evil. Dictators, assassins. Self-sacrifice in itself is not a virtue.
Still, I cannot find it in my heart to condemn him. He had a great dream of peace, and it's been left to others to fulfill it. Let's get started. Ahead warp factor 2 to Alpha Proxima, Mr. Sulu.
We have read your report on the problems at Rakor and evaluate your performance at 79%. You and your crew receive 2 commendation points. Well done, Captain. Keep up the good work.